Stream works. Hello, stream. Can everyone hear me? Let's see. Test. Test. It works. Good. Okay. Yeah. The second I start all the streams, I just get spammed on my phone. All the notifications come in. Anyway. So, in today's stream, I am joined by Cassandra Dixalius.
Hello. This is for short.
Yeah. Do you want to give an introduction to who you are?
Yeah, sure. I am a game dev. Most of my interest has come purely from like the game side, as I played games all my life. I was just interested of how they work, and it turns out if you learn how to make games, you learn how to program, which is kind of neat. So right now I'm mostly just doing my own. How should I put it? Like my own Infinity project that I can just pour time into to like put on a CV. So I don't have a job. I never officially,
Yeah, makes sense.
I've never been paid, but I know my stuff.
Brilliant.
So I'm gonna be talking about complexity, and especially, what it is, what's O notation, how does all of that work?
Yeah, let's get started.
So whenever we talk about a function, we have, as I'm sure you know, exactly what this means. We just have a set of math that we do on an input. We call the input n. N is the size of the input. Okay. So, for example, you can imagine if you're working with a small string, n is like 20. Or if you're working with like a website, that's obviously going to be a lot more.
What, 20 bytes? For the string?
Yeah, for example. N could be 20, and could be 200 billion, and could be anything.
All right.
So this is just an equation that tells us how, as the input we send into the function grows, how does the time change. So all of this will give out a time.
Okay.
So depending on how it grows, we call it different things. You can see here a handful of examples of, how it can grow. The only thing that doesn't grow on this chart, if you have noticed it, is this thing right here.
O of 1.
Yes. Have you heard of that concept before?
I've seen it online, but no clue what it means. So it's just that when the size is 1.
Yes. So basically, this is technically not O of 1. This is something called O of C. C for constant. What O of C means is we can take an input, for example, here. Every single one of these operations take an amount of time, right?
Yep.
So each of these yellow little boxes like takes a certain amount of time for the processor to do, right?
Yeah.
So you can imagine we can even like extend this to like web dev, right? Like when you're talking to a server and communicating back and forth, like sending data. all of that is done in OFC time. It doesn't matter that it takes like 5 seconds or 0.0001, you know?
Why is
Because
that OFC though? Why can't
uh,
it be anything else?
it's basically just like what is the time for a single operation?
Oh, so every single, just a single operation, that is always OFC.
Yes, because you can always do it in constant time. And then as soon as you start involving sizes, you start doing and then multiply by n.
Yeah, that makes
Does that
sense.
make
now.
sense?
Yeah, that makes sense now.
And because c will always be constant, like if you're sending 10 million integers somewhere, it doesn't really matter if you're doing it to like to your like hard drive or if you're doing it to a server, because the fact that it takes 5 seconds extra for like the collection to establish to the server doesn't really like matter, if that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of.
But the real interesting stuff is when we start to include as we do here, loops. Both while loop, for loops, all kinds of loop. As long as we iterate over data, that's when n starts getting involved, because now that the size of the array becomes the n, and depending on how many times we iterate over it, like you can imagine if we have like if we have 2 for loops, iterating over the same data, so that both their sizes is set to the size of n. N becomes squared, right? Because that comes pretty obviously to say why, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Because if we do some data is equal to let's say we use assign it is equal to 10. Depending on the size we set in here, this operation gets done n squared times, right?
Hey, Vapori. Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, my ears. Oh, my ears.
Sorry.
Please lower your mic sensitivity. Alright, back to it. So size is n, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. So n times n is n squared, so the time complexity is O of n squared. Right?
Yes. In this instance.
Okay.
So then
Are you
there's
streaming?
Yeah.
then there's even faster growth. For example, here, where instead of what's it called? Instead of the bottom one, it's the exponent that is scaling, which grows even faster. Uh, so it's just how your functions treat the data, or like how much work they need to be doing before they're finished. This is how it scales.
Yeah.
So if you want, you could go through your own because in Codeforce you can see your history, right?
Yeah.
And you can calculate how they scale with n.
Okay. That'll be good exercise to learn how it works.
I think if you're gonna get your hand dirty, I think that this is a probably a perfect opportunity to like just for you to
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll go on
you
Code
just
Forces
open
now.
can you share?
Yeah. Where is it?
Doing time complexity. You doing time complexity?
Yes.
Say that again.
Are you doing
You're doing
time
time
complexity right now?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's the first step to making an HTTP server.
No, it's Cassandra just offered to teach it real quick.
Let's see if I can pull up my old HTTP server. I did it in Zig.
Oh.
I might have cheated though. I think I used a TCP library.
I think we're all cheating at some point. Right, can you see it?
Yep.
Right. So how do I see my previous ones?
I think you go to the submission page and then you can see which one passed.
Codeforce is a bit annoying sometimes. When you click on the profile, it literally doxes you. It shows your data. My email address and stuff. So, what was it? I'm on the problem set.
If you find, I think submit or status maybe. And then in the top right, you click my own.
Oh, sick.
Okay, yes. Start with Annie.
Where is it? There? Okay.
Just copy this into like a notepad or something.
I don't have Notepad++. That is crazy.
Do you have a tool installed called Epic Pen?
No. Should I get it?
Yes. It's
Really?
very handy if you're streaming.
Oh, you can write on the screen. Okay.
Yeah.
No whiteboard. Alright, should be good. Really?
I mean, your screen is the whiteboard. That's why it's so
Well-
handy.
What if I want a blue board?
Then you open Paint and you
Joking.
paint out something blue.
Oh, that was so loud. My headphones are not configured correctly. No. I accept. I wonder where Vapori went.
Yeah, that was a bit awkward, but
What is this? Bruh. Just let me use the thing, man. Oh, I've seen. Yeah, I've used this many years ago. Once. I thought it was a virus.
Yeah. So you just click the pencil tool on the drop down.
So, yeah.
So everything like the first 3 calls you make here are like constant, right?
That's constant. And that, and that, and that. And that. That.
Yep.
And
Declaring these are constant, but like the iteration over test cases is technically K, which is something I didn't broach. But K is basically
it's
just
K.
n repeated n times, or n repeated k times rather. If that makes sense.
What's k?
K is just the amount of times we do n. So like
The
if
amount
you
of times we
imagine if we do
iterate.
n, if we get like 4 test cases, we're doing k is equal to 4 because we're doing n 4 times.
Okay.
Which for small case like 4, it will basically be c, and therefore basically be 1, and therefore basically be nothing. But for the larger values of k, like there's code forces where you have to do something 20,000 times. K obviously becomes another n, and therefore becoming n squared.
That's massive.
So tell me how this function scales in O of n notation.
So that's gonna be what the ones with the operators. They're just O of C.
Yeah, or O of 1 as it's shortened to.
All right.
Like you can always calculate, like, for example, actually I'll get into that later. Just go on for now.
So the ones that I've highlighted yellow, they're all O of 1, yeah?
Yes. So where does k come in? K is the number of test cases that you declare to start of the function and taken. So this basically tells you how many times you will be doing this operation.
Well,
And
it's
if you
the
look
test cases.
back, yes, the test case variables, since it's that's the size. Since exactly there. If you draw a pink line there, this causes like for like
Right.
very small values of k. Obviously, it basically becomes n, and or for small values it becomes c, and then for large values it becomes n.
And this one for the second for loop answers is also O of k. Because we're iterating
Yes.
over that.
But since k is the only variable, it's gonna be our n in this case.
It's gonna be n.
Yes, since it's what's the size right now. The size is for this one is only like how should I put it? This
I don't get it.
it's like the largest. It's the size we're sending in, and it's the number of times we're doing this, which is if there's only k becomes n basically.
Right.
So you can replace the upper or the middle k as well, or the upper k, I guess. You have a decay. Yeah. So this function is basically two n's. Because O of n plus O of n is equal to O of 2n.
Okay.
But we're lazy. We're programmers. Anytime we have a constant like 2n, 4n, we're just gonna shorten it to n.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds a bit misleading.
Because it turns out after you do the math, unless you're like doing extremely time critical stuff, it turns out it doesn't really matter.
So 2n wouldn't make a difference if we change it down to n, but if we do n squared, that would make a difference.
Yes, because of how much
Really?
faster it scales as n get larger. But basically
Insane.
here, like doing it 100 or 200 times isn't like it's not that much of a difference, right? You can imagine compared to n squared, where it's like the same numbers, and all of a sudden the n squared one is like trillions more. Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
What's next in the
So
curriculum?
if you look at the code force for this problem,
On the website?
you can just click the clear the trash bin.
Okay. Oh, that's actually cool.
If you close this and then open the paid problem page.
The problem, alright.
Here it calls the size t, and we can see the size. So in that case, t is n. If that makes sense. If you read the input.
So the first line of input contains one integer, which is the number of test cases. Yeah, so t is n, yeah. Just different letters, but it means n, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so you have to get used to like throwing verbiage around, I guess, n is t and t is q, and it's hell, but just get used to it. So if we take a look at another problem.
Wait 1 sec. The only line of the test case contains two integers, a and b. These are constants, so right?
Yes. So they
they'd be
basically
a 1.
So they're basically often one correct, and that causes them to basically they disappear in the multiplication. Because you can imagine that time difference doesn't really matter if t is equal to 1 or t is equal to 1,000, which is the highest.
Okay.
So if you go back to the submit page. Oh, not the submit. Sorry, this one, yeah. And you open for example, the 112A problem. Let's try to do what we just did, but in reverse. So start with the problem and then look at the code and see how you've done. So not the submission, but exactly.
So
what's n here?
it's the string's length.
Yes.
Is it? I guess that.
Yes. Because basically the operation we're going through each letter one by one. So therefore the amount of operations scales with the size of the string.
Yeah. So this is O of n. And there's no other input. So it's just that. It's just O of n.
Yes. So this one can be done in O of n times. Sometimes you can do smart stuff. For example, if we have like a sorted list, we can make assumptions about the list. Like for example, if we're looking for a number in the list, that allows us to like do, even though the size is n, we can do stuff in, for example, log of n time.
Oh yeah, with binary search.
Exactly. So every single algorithm has like a speed attached to it, which is typically called the complexity of an algorithm. and that's typically given in like the O of n notation. It's sort of like how you're doing now, but obviously as you're taking more and more advanced. How should I put it? Like
Yeah, that makes sense.
you can end up with a function that's like 4n squared and 3n, and ultimately all of that is gonna just simplify down to n squared. But you can do more complex like analysis, and it's a skill that is worth picking up, especially if you're doing C++ and want to do like time critical stuff. Like for example,
Definitely.
in a game engine where you want to, do stuff to a frame buffer a certain amount of times, and the faster, the lower you can get O of n, the more stuff you can do. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's the thing you showed earlier. That cheat sheet.
Yes.
Okay.
You learn that chart by heart because every single time you just look it up anywhere someone has posted this chart, it's very, very famous, very handy.
Just the same everywhere.
Yeah, you found a very good resource here. So this is every single function you can possibly write can obviously be given this notation, which they've done here. For example, accessing array is so fun, but inserting is hell.
Yeah. So does this one mean n factorial?
Yes, I believe so.
What does factorial mean again? I forgot.
It's basically n divided by n multiplied by n minus 1 multiplied by n minus 2 multiplied by n minus 3 until n minus k, where k is equal to n, and then obviously it doesn't multiply 0.
Yeah.
Or yeah, so where n and k is equal to 1 rather.
Why would we ever use n factorial? That sucks.
I mean, it's sort of when you have data and you need to do, how should I put this? I need to do like n operations for everything above it in the array, for example. Does that make sense?
Not really.
Bad. It sucks. But for you.
I know.
Do you feel you have a good hang of it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely learn a lot.
Because
but
this is basically an entire semester at like how should I put this? At university.
an entire semester on that.
Yes. Obviously, we also learned how to we actually had to like prove that we could do what you did with like more complicated programs. But yeah, basically all we had to do was prove we understand that everything just falls down to OFN or some variation of it.
Okay. Wait, one sec. Jamie said, imagine you have 5 items in a list. The number of unique ways you can arrange that list is 5 factorial.
Oh yeah, that's something we should probably talk as well. You can use the same notation to talk about, for example, size of a program.
So is that the space complexity?
Exactly. So let's imagine we have a tile set, but we want to make a fancy tile set, so we have 2 different tiles and like merge them together. Then the space of that will become like the space of the resulting like unity of those two tiles will grow with the amount of tiles we have if we're pre-rendering and doing fancy stuff like that. So you can talk about spacing complexity not only like in file size, like like the actual size, but also like memory. Like I'm sure
Yeah.
you've seen on Codeforces, it gives you the amount of memory, right? When you look
I
at
think
the
I've seen that.
submissions.
Oh yeah, 256 megabytes is the max.
Yeah.
Wait. But that sucks. No way that it can be that. That's awful. What? Memory
I mean,
limit per
just
test. That's a lot. That's a lot of megabytes.
it's true a lot, but it's better to like if you're doing anything,
It's a lot
you
for
can
such
have
a little
space in
problem.
modern. Yeah, but like like it's because you're young. Like back in my day when I was like your age, uh, a huge problem was making sure every single program or computer had access to the same like DLL files. Fast forward 20 years, and now it turns out that's no longer a problem because like we just put local copies in every single file. So you used to have so many duplicates of just random DLLs, but it turns out that's more efficient than like making sure everything is installed for everyone.
Noob codes. If you go to learncplus.com, that'd be a good one. Just gonna answer this guy.
You can also join Gabe's Discord and we have a together CPB channel that you can ask questions in.
Very good idea. Everyone should join the Discord. Best learning resource. Okay. So how would you write the space complexity, like on paper? How would we do it for this one, for example?
Basically, what you just did, you analyzed the first part to be OFC, so you ignored it, and then the other two are OFN. Add them together because you're not doing one of them inside the other; you're doing them after each other. Therefore, the entire function is OFN.
Is the initializing also O of 1?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's and these ones as well?
Yes, as well as the I++.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, because that means I equals I++, okay. Equals A, yeah. And what about the parentheses?
I think those you've commented out the thing you're reading now, by the way. The big equation. But yeah, if you look to the left under this STD sin, you're commented out the code you're just drawn on.
Yeah. No, it's alright. It's alright. I just want to know.
One of the
Sorry.
reasons why I hate this notation is it doesn't like the for loop. It's basically those two for loops basically are the same, right? From like a
Yeah.
apart from a syntactical point of view. But one of them tells you exactly what's going on, and one of them is just like, you're just doing it I times. Which can be. So I never really liked, for example, for each, I even though I'm a C# programmer, I never use for each because it just obscures what you're doing, which is a bad habit. Speaking of bad habit, you should really stop writing everything in main.
I 100% agree with you. But I'm too lazy to make separate modules.
Because I
But-
think it is
yeah.
bidding you in the ass now that you've started on like the more serious problem with the server and the client. Because now you've done everything in main instead of like breaking it up and like. Because I feel like doing it OP also lets you compact it in your brain differently.
Yeah. When we get past this this OFN thing, this phase, I'll
Yeah.
go on to the HTTP program and we'll modularize it. I hope I'm saying the word right.
So then you should either bring up a new problem to do this exercise with, or bring up a completely new problem and try to estimate of how you what's and gonna be in the problem.
All right. I still
Because
haven't
even though
done the
you
code
might
for this
have-
one though.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I'll do another problem after this one. That'll be enough, I think.
Don't forget to clear.
So boom. Jamie thinks notation isn't worth caring
It's
about.
not
Would
worth
you say?
really caring about, I think is correct, but it's worth knowing, because especially if you're talking to someone about code, let's say you have a coworker and he's written a function to do something and you think you can do it, better, faster, then big O notation gives you a way to like prove it and like say this is the complexity of your problem, this is mine, therefore mine is better.
I think it's definitely useful because I've just like when I'm scrolling on YouTube, I see it a billion times. I've seen it many times over the years. So it's definitely useful to understand.
Gimme, yes, you know it's slow by looking at it, but you know it by like basically doing O notation in your head. Basically, you keep track of like what you're doing with the sizes of things. So you're basically doing O notation, but you're just, instead of formalizing it into a language that can be very easily understood by two people by learning it like this, you're just saying like I intuitively know it, therefore everyone's gonna have the same understanding I do, which can be a problem if you have like 500 programmers working under you. So therefore, big O notation is a huge part of the business world, or the programming business world rather.
How would I make the pen smaller? The font, the brush size.
There should be
It's
a
really fat.
size. There's a you see the big fat dot on free under the
Ah.
pen.
Yeah. Okay. So this includes. That is also O of 1.
Do you remember when I linked you the preprocessor?
Yeah, that was ages ago though.
Yes, but it's something you need to learn.
Right.
Whenever you compile code, before you send C++ code to the compiler, it's going to get sent through something called a precompiler or preprocessor.
It's so white. Okay.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's just a very fancy text editor. So when you say include, what it does, it takes the file called include and it copies and pastes it to the top of the document.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. So
Uh,
because it copy and pastes it to the top and it just does that once, right? That would be O of 1 because it just copy and pastes it. Oh no, that's 2 operations.
It's even faster than that because it's done in. Whenever we talk about OFN, we're talking about it in runtime scenarios, right? Because we're not talking about like how long the code takes to compile doesn't really matter to the end product, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
therefore,
that's true.
we never will. So yes, technically the operation of copy pasting text is OFN. Or O of 1, and then N is the amount of includes you have in your program.
Yeah.
but it's not gonna like impact on like how optimal the code runs, right?
Okay, it's starting to make a bit of sense. But when you actually, I'm not gonna ask that. It's not important.
I mean, you can ask me,
So-
and then if you think I can't give you a good answer, Mr. Question Mark in here, I'm sure has plenty of answers as well.
I'm thinking my question wouldn't make sense because I just don't know how the copy and pasting actually works. Like, so it isn't it copy and pasting? They're two separate things, right? Copying is one, and then pasting back here is two. But do they actually?
Yes,
Does it actually
co-
copy and paste,
copy-
or is that just what we call it?
I mean, it is copy and pasting. It's taking the string and it's pasting it over another string, like as a file. I mean, you can actually see these objects typically in your directory, in your build directory.
Yeah.
If you ever know what's really happening in the how much of the compile process do you know?
You need it uses Alexa.
No, but like how much of the actual, not how you compile something as a programmer, but like what a compiler actually does.
Oh, it turns into machine code.
Yes, but how?
How? Yeah, with Alexa.
It just magic codes into machine code.
Yeah, probably.
Uh,
I don't know. Can you explain it?
let's go back to my screen for a second.
Your screen, alright.
So your compiler is made up of 3 separate steps. First, we have the preprocessor. And then we have the actual compiler. And then we have the linker. The preprocessor is gonna take every single .h file and .cpp file you have, and you're just gonna compile it, like all the includes, into a single one. So if you have, let's say, 5 H files and 5 CPP files, it's gonna basically compile that into 5 different. I actually don't know what it's called in the precompile process, but it's basically just gonna prepare it to shove it into the compiler. Because whenever you use a definition like toString, it needs to know what toString means, right?
Yeah.
Which is why we define things in programming. But it needs to know like what those definitions mean, and therefore it pastes all the code. So since it goes through it step by step from above, all of that gets loaded into the computer, and then it knows what function you mean when you say like toString, for example. So compiler is gonna compile it into an OBJ file. And an OBJ file is gonna have
The machine code.
things sticking out of it, so to speak. So if we have,
That's the intermediary
Uh,
file.
yes,
Yeah, I've heard someone use that word.
and then the linker is gonna take all of these object files, because an object could, for example, have let's say in this H file, we're using something from this object, like in our code. Until the linker does its stuff, the object is just gonna pray and hope it works out. Like that's why the C++ compiler is so Visual Studio, it doesn't warn you about certain things in C++, right?
Yeah.
It's basically the computer saying, "I hope you know what what you're doing, because I just know that you're expecting there to be a function called this. I don't know if there's a function called this." And the linker basically goes through everything and like says, "Okay, you have something that's in this, so I'm just gonna link it together, and this one might have this dependency, and so on." So basically, it just contains all the sticking out functions and like connects them into the right part. That's why you sometimes will get a linking error when you have like a function that's called, but it doesn't know where to put it, so it's just gonna throw an error.
Yeah, so an error like that would happen if you mess up with for a declaration, right?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, it's typically pretty good at noticing forward declaration mishaps. But it's basically allowing you to compile all of the objects independently of each other. And then when they have code interacting with each other, it's just gonna like wait until the linker stage and see like, okay, is there actually a function in this object called this that I expect there to be? And the compiler obviously does a lot of magic. For example, if you have a for loop and it's too puny, the compiler will just optimize it completely away. So like, you might look at something like uh, uh, something like dumb like this, right? Oops. So if you do this like problem or like actual with for loops, the compiler will turn those two into like the same thing. If that makes sense.
No.
If we have something that we can do by for loop, like obviously like something like this, how should I explain it? Basically, it's the compiler notes it, like, because if you do a for loop, there's a lot of extra stuff declared, right? Like all of
Yeah,
these operations.
the index.
Yeah, all like the declaration of index and just the fact that we're iterating it and if we're checking it. That's like 3 operations. So it might just be faster to just do it like this. But obviously this one is more readable. So we write this one, and then we let the compiler compile it into what would be the most efficient one, which is just, doing it manually, variable after variable. Does that make sense now?
Yeah, makes more sense.
Okay. Depending on what programming languages you do, this process pretty much remains, unless it's a script language, which is I'm just not going to go into right now.
What about Scratch?
I mean, I think Scratch is considered a script language. I could be wrong. I'm not too familiar with Scratch.
Me and the homies do Scratch on the weekends.
But yeah, HLSL, for example, uses a similar system to this, and yeah, sometimes you pass something on compile stage, but because you've fucked up a declaration, the linker starts screaming. So
Yeah.
when you get an error in C++, it will tell you which part of this process is throwing an error. Most of the time, it will be in the compiler, unless it's a declaration you've missed. Then the linker's gonna cry.
Yeah. I get it.
Do you have anything to add, Mr. Question Mark?
I'll be 5 seconds.
All right. I know I'm not going mad. The stream can hear the Discord pings as well. I'm getting pinged, but there's no pings on the actual Discord. I think someone's like pinging me in the ghost as a ghost. It's been 5 seconds.
Yeah, I guess
I'm
we
gonna wait another 5 seconds. That wouldn't be long.
Welcome to programmers. Everything OFC gets compiled away. 5 seconds, 5 minutes. What's the difference? I think I'm gonna let my throat rest for a bit. If you have more questions or like,
Yeah.
how should I put this? Need help? I obviously will be here to answer, but I think I'm ready for someone else to start yapping.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I do have a question though, quickly.
Yes.
So, wait, let me try to
What were
remember
you
the
showing?
question. Is it showing the screen? It is.
Should I
So-
share my screen again, or?
No, just look at my screen.
Yeah.
Right. How would I calculate the time complexity for this one?
The declarations are constant.
What? So these ones?
Yes, the inputs are constant, assuming they're inputted immediately. Remind me sometime to teach you how to pipe programs into each other.
What's pipe?
Pipe basically means you can take the C out and C in from programs and like link them together. So like you're when you type C in and C out, like you can communicate in between the programs very easily.
That sounds very interesting. Okay.
Yes, it's very handy. Yeah, and these simple comparisons and the outs are constant as well. The
Oh,
for
yeah,
loops
That's
scale
O of N.
with the two integers. Now we know that they all the same size, but theoretically they could be different. I think your code assumes they could be different. But yeah,
These functions, what would they be? Still O of 1.
that depends on the function, right?
2 lower.
So each of these function calls, like these functions, I assume to lower is gonna be dependent on the size of the array. So like if you're doing to lower on like on
It's just a
20
character.
characters, it's just gonna do it 20 times. If you're doing it on million characters, it's gonna be a million times. So I assume it's gonna be OFN.
So right now it's O of 1. So for each character it's O of 1, but
to lower only does it on one character, right? So
yeah.
you're doing it okay.
So we do it on
yeah, I'm
one
thinking of the
character, which is O of 1, but we do it over the entire input, which is O of N.
Yes.
Yes.
Technically, we should separate input 1 and input 2 to N and M, but you're basically N. And in this case, for this problem, they're guaranteed to be the same, so they're both n. But they could, in theory, be different size, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So then the actual time complexity for the program is just O of n, right? For this one.
Yes, because we're doing it twice for two, like we're doing this string or the character flip n times, but we're doing it twice, so it's O of 2n, which simplifies into O of n. Something you
Okay.
should get into a habit of when you want to practice this is always write out all of the n's you can. So in this case, write out O of is equal to O of 2n, which is equal to O of n. Then when you talk about it, like in the actual, like when you're discussing complexity of programs, you just immediately go to the O of n case. But when you're doing it for training, you should try to be as precise as possible.
Okay.
Even though it sounds stupid, right? Like just writing extra stuff, but it helps your brain like think along the right patterns of that. This is O of 2 of n, and then I'm choosing to ignore the 2 rather than just defaulting to O of n.
Yeah.
Because you can
Yeah,
imagine
that
a
makes
program
sense.
like this where we're sending in, for example, an amount of strings rather than 2, like a scaling amount of strings. And now the size becomes, the size of the strings becomes even more important, and scaling even faster.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
gonna stop yapping so much before my throat blows up.
Your food.
No, before my throat blows up. I'm
We've-
I'm very solitary normally, so I usually sit by myself in programs. I don't speak this much.
You've
But
been
yeah,
doing
thank you for having me,
this.
and yeah, let me know if you have more questions.
Yeah, thank you for coming on as well. I'm sure the viewers have enjoyed the teaching lesson as well. All right. So, Jamie,
Hello, Gabe.
good afternoon, Jamie.
Good evening.
Good
I
evening.
sent an
yes.
image in the Discord chat. See.
You're watching the Discord stream, or you are? Yeah.
I am, yeah.
So, got preprocessor. Hello, log void. Hello, fitness beast. Right. So, deals with includes if and def, pragma.
Yeah.
Right. Tokenization converts the source code into a list of tokens. So that's right. So each different element, like part of the line, it gets put into a token, which is like a list.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that's simple. Right. Oh wait, the tokenization bit, that sounds really simple. Like you could just program that by yourself.
Yeah, I know, come. You can do it.
Yeah, that sounds super simple. Right. And then passing. Oh, I mean, I guess preprocess sounds simple as well. If you're just
Yeah.
with the include, you're just copy and pasting.
Literally, yeah.
All right. The start of making a compiler doesn't seem that difficult, but obviously, I'm gonna go back on my words in a minute. Parsing. Use tokens to build a sit graph. Yeah, here I don't even know what that word means. All right.
Parsing.
Program. No. The sit graph.
Oh, it's actually called the it's called abstract syntax tree. It's just a different. It's like you're condensing the tokens and making a bit more sense out of it.
Right. Oh, okay. So just
So the
with
the
the
uh, the part
identifiers.
Yeah, yeah. So then X is the identifier. It just makes it easy for the computer to understand from the tokens.
So in this example, we'd have like two lists, like two arrays, I mean, and then in the first element would be X as the identifier. I'm just thinking like logically, and then in the first element in the value array would be just 10.
Yeah,
Then you'd access them with the index.
yeah.
All right. Compilation. Use the graph to emit a machine code. Yeah, this is the hard bit.
It's not.
It's not.
It really isn't.
Move 10 into memory EAX. That's a register,
Yeah.
isn't it?
That is, yeah.
What does it actually mean? EAX, what is it?
In the old days of in x86 architecture, there was and I think it was AX and A. What was it? There was like A and B registers, and over time it's grew and grew, and there's all like these different ones. There's EAX, there's RAX, there's EBX, there's just all sorts of registers. It's just the biggest one, I think. EAX.
Oh, Devansh said in semester 6 of the university, yeah, they had a subject called compiler and he hated it. And this is exactly what we're doing here. I think it's fun. I don't think there's anything wrong
It
with it.
is.
It's fun, man.
Mm.
Avanish said, "Sir, India versus Pakistan cricket match." Bro, what? Brother, I'm not gonna open my mouth with that because I'm gonna get cancelled. So let's just go back to here. Linker, combine all object file, resolve identifier, output an exe.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can't just casually say combine all object files like you're just doing object concatenation or something. Like
Yeah, actually, you do. Yeah.
what? So like we just copy and paste all the object files into one massive file.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that's really simple. Resolve identifiers. What does that mean?
So imagine you've got two .cpp files, and you've got a header file. It might have like a utility.h header file, and in the header file there's a function that says like print hello, a function called print hello, and you define in one of the source files. That'll be your utility.cpp file, and then you got your main CPP file. When you include the utility header file, the print hello function isn't defined just from doing that. It's defined in the utility.cpp file. So when the compiler compiles both of them, print hello will be defined. And when it sees in the main.cpp file, oh, print hello, it'll go, okay, well, I know that from this file, so, well, it's all in the same object file in the end, so it'll know to reference that instead of, going all unresolved external symbol, whatever it says.
All right. So what you just described is forward declaration.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Sick. All right, that makes
It's
sense.
just so how it knows it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not really forward declaration in the same sense. It's more like the calls themselves need to find the declaration, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember how I drew the circle object and like the arrows? This process is like those arrows finding their homes. So whenever you have a call to another function in another file, it creates one of those arrows, and that one of those arrows all those arrows need to find their home before the program can successfully compile.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to add about the compiling stuff, or do you wanna get started with the server, Jamie?
You can make your own compiler. Give it a few months. It's really fun to do, honestly.
Yeah. Do you remember what Terry Davis said?
Build your own compiler. That's what he said.
Like, and he also said another thing.
What's the other thing that he said? Because he said lots of things.
No. He said.
Lots of things that can't be said on this stream. I presume.
Yeah. Can you say that? Can you say it, please?
On the stream, I can't. He said many things. I don't want to get this channel deleted.
Well. Original said he'll say it on stream. Alright, Original, join the voice call. Obviously, we're talking about Terry Davis saying some very beautiful, wholesome stuff. Like, obviously. But if Original, if you wanna come in and say some beautiful stuff, you can. Oh, I need to hide our DMs. Why is this guy talking about the N-word? Original, we're not talking about the N-word.
Are we talking about the glow in the dark CIA?
This guy's so racist. This guy's so racist. We were clearly not talking about the N-word. Like, why would you think that, bro? In fact, look at his bio. His bio is white, not black.
Is that actually?
Yeah, his pronouns are white, not black. This guy is definition of racism.
Definition of racism is white and not black.
You should be black and white at the same time for inclusivity. Okay.
Now then, where are we in the code? It's still working, isn't it, from last time?
Yeah. Devanj hates studying about compilers. Let's turn that frown upside down.
Okay, so it says welcome to the server. Welcome to perfect.
Okay, well, I'm basically just gonna make a while loop in the thingamabibby. Right.
Yep.
And then I'm just gonna ask it to send messages whenever it wants. Server receives it. End of story. So
Simple as.
But obviously, the problem with last time, it's gonna rewrite the client socket.
Yeah, I was dreaming about it last night actually.
Wait, what? You're like that 14-year-old kid that dreams in code.
That was such a load of rubbish. That YouTube video is such a load of rubbish, honestly.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was wondering how we had such a genius in our generation. I hope it wasn't a lie.
I think his parents are millionaires as well, and that's why it blew up. Dreams in code. No, honestly, I was meditating on it like some sort of Buddhist monk about this problem of the accept problem, because every time there's something new from the client, it will accept it again.
Bro, you've been meditating about accept.
Yeah.
I wish I could be on your spiritual level to become a master programmer.
And I
That's
began
the
levitating.
secret.
I began levitating, just like seeing the code everywhere.
Maybe I'll get on your level in a few decades. Well,
I don't know. I started coding in C++ when I was your age, actually. Maybe a year younger. Still not 16. Right, now then, send data to our server. Yeah, send it. Yeah, buffer.
Right, let me cook 1 sec.
Go ahead.
So, got the bomber clap buffer. Right, we've got wild true. And then we just do boom. And Then we will string user underscore user input because it's temporary. I mean, I'm sophisticated like that.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, no, bro. I'm thinking Python again. Let's do this, right? And then we'll do. Boom. What do you mean bitmap?
It's trippy.
What?
But I wouldn't recommend using SCDC in that sort of way. If you're getting user import like that, you'd want to
Oh, so
use
you-
getLine, like you're
getLine.
like you're reading from a file. Yeah. Not use a bitmap.
Keeps on happening.
And then the next parameter after that would be a new line character. Have we not got a string?
I've got nothing actually. I've only
so
included
you-
one thing, which is the header
You
file.
need to include string in IO stream.
How on earth have I done all of this without including IOStream? I'm actually proud of myself. Wait, no, I have IOString
No.
and string is
C
here.
string. Why have you got C string? What's that? I didn't even know there was a header file for that.
I don't.
Oh, that
gonna
must
leave.
go. I know what that is. I know what that is. That's like your mem copy, your string copy, your whatever copy from C.
Alright, we'll include both strings. Just so I don't want to obliterate
just to be
the
just to be
legacy
sure.
code.
Obliterate it. Oh man. Right, yeah.
Client. Boom, and then.
Next parameter after user input would be a new line character. No, in getLine.
Get line, but I'm not storing it anywhere. I just
No,
want
I mean
output.
like
I just want to output.
no, but what I mean is in your getLine, your next parameter will after user input will be a new line character. Because that tells it to stop reading user input when the user presses the enter key. But if you want to output a new line character, you can just do cout. That'll work fine.
Wait, you're confusing me. So do I just do C out?
Yeah, for that, but yeah. And your next parameter after in your get line will be a new line character. It has to be like a char, like the. No, not that. When you're making one character, the apostrophe for characters. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
C++
Perfect.
does that.
We'll look in
don't matter.
Python. Yeah.
Okay. And then, wait, what? I want to put that in the buffer.
You won't need to. You can just send over the user input. So right now, the user input is basically your buffer. That's what it's sending over the network. See who's pinging.
Original is still talking about the registers stuff.
All right.
Thank you, Original, but I'm on a different subject now. I can't focus on two topics at once. I'll go back to it later. So, server socket buffer. All right, we'll just do user. Bro.
Oh, hang on. That's what you want to receive in it.
Ah, yeah. All right.
That's all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be your receive buffer, and the user input will be your sending buffer.
And it wants it as a C string, so.
It does, yeah.
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 I remembered it. I'm actually proud of myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget about the next parameter.
Yeah. That's not gonna work, obviously. Dot length.
Yep. Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So now the user can send over whatever offensive language he wants to use.
But this will only work once.
Well, we can see, can't we?
Because after Yeah, after the while loop, it's gonna get fried. So
Bomb yeah, go on.
yeah, I knew it.
Did it not send? Oh,
Nah, no, because it's got a new client. Yeah,
hang
so,
on, no, it's waiting for a receive. Can you see? It's waiting for
yeah.
the receive.
Yeah, but that's because we got a brand new client socket. We're accepting a brand new client socket, but in this one, we didn't reconnect. If we would reconnect again, that would work fine.
Well, from what I know about the sockets, is it's receive will wait until it's received something and then go on to the next line because it's not asynchronous. It's a synchronous code right now.
Right, well, it's still not working. My method didn't work.
We'll sort it out.
So the client code is definitely fine. We're gonna fix the server one. So I'll just move that one back down here. So we don't want to create a new connect. We don't want to connect every single time we want to send a message. That'll be awful.
No, of course not. No.
So this is all good for now. And then
Yeah.
back to this. So now we've got it in that hash map, which, oh, what is that again? Oh, this is why we need comments. What is this?
What you can actually do is if you go to line 46, you can type in using like what was it? IP address equals STD string. Let's just giving it a different name. Well, making a different name for it rather.
Ah,
And then you
I
can
never
just
knew
use
you
IP address.
so what does type?
You-
What's the difference between type def and using?
They do the exact same thing, it's just a different way, a different grammar. It would have to be type def IP address. Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah.
And then we
Think
can do
anyway.
using test as IP.
You've already defined it. Yeah.
Well, I'm just want to test something out. Using IP address as test. Wait, what was it?
Yep. Equals.
It was
yeah.
test. Oh, that's sick. Alright. Alright, that's very cool.
I think the only difference between using and type def is you can type def a struct. Like if you look at C code, you'll see your type def struct vector. All the rest, and or we type def struct vector underscore t. Then they fill out the data, and then at the end it will be like vector. But you can't do that with the using. Because that's how you got structs in your code. Like if you want to add a custom structure, that's the only way you can do it without typing like struct vector x equals whatever.
Okay. I remember in C++ you don't write type def in the same situations as you would in C.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It does it all for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you can use IP address as your key in the users dictionary.
But is it actually the IP address? Oh yeah, it is because
I-
user data we got socket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we have the IP address in the user data as well? Because it is user data.
Yeah, but then what would your key be? So the IP address will always be unique per user. Because as soon as you get the connection, if you've got a unique identifier for the user.
Yeah, but not in this instance, right? 'Cause it's localhost.
No, even then it's unique because you've got the ephemeral ports. Your port will be different each time as a client.
Yeah, but we didn't include the port. We just have the IP address. Should we do IP address plus port as the name?
You could do, yeah. Yeah, that'll work. Probably a more technical name for that sort of thing, but for our instances, it'll work.
Can we do? I don't think we can do plus. No,
No.
that's alright. Okay, so now I'm guessing we just gotta check if they're in the list, if they're in the hash map at the start of the iteration, and then message them instead of making a new client socket. Yeah.
It's hard to do, but we can give it a go. This is difficult.
What would your method be?
We're accepting it each time, aren't we? So
Yeah.
each iteration of that while loop, it will accept a new connection. And I'm thinking, well, what if a client isn't connecting? Then it's stalling until it is.
Yeah. Okay. What if I just put it outside? It only accepts once then.
Well, that would be like a lobby, you know, in like you Call of Duty, you're waiting for everyone else to join, and then you're doing the game. It'll work, but you won't be able to connect two clients. So
It works.
yeah, it works. But if try and load up client again, it won't work because it's already got a client connected to the server.
Yes. But at least we can now send multiple messages from the client. We couldn't do that before, so that's still something we accomplished.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that the buffer is full because it's not letting me enter anything more.
Really?
No, yeah. So
Oh, that's because you've got it selected there. Yeah, but it will store the program while you've got the selection graphic on there. What's
it's,
happening there?
it's having a bit of a spaz.
I wonder why that is. Have you got the other client open?
Ah, wait. It's because every single loop we're instantly outing client connected through localhost. We're not waiting for any.
Oh,
inputs.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But for some reason we're never getting to this receive line. I think I broke it. Let's try again. Because it did work the first few times. But maybe when it reached the maximum buffer, it didn't work. So
No, there isn't a maximum buffer in that sort of way.
okay.
It's just receiving data and then overwriting the buffer from the beginning.
Ah, okay. Right. It only does that glitch only does that bug when I disconnect the client.
Let's have a look at
Before-
the code and see why that is. So we get into. All right, let's see. I know. For some reason, it's going back. I wonder why that is. Why is it doing? Oh, point. Says it will definitely do something. Even if it's blank. That's really weird. See, sent. It's failing.
Okay, we're never actually reaching the point where we close the socket. This is an infinite loop. So how do we check if the client's disconnected? Once we do that, we can break out the loop and then close it.
You can do something called a heartbeat packet. So that's when you every 5 seconds or so you send a are you still with me sort of packet to the clients, and if none of them respond in time, you kick them out.
Let's do it.
Being closed.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Make sure you
Yeah.
make it in a separate class and not in the main file. I will be very upset if you do.
You're right.
Yeah, we can do that game. I can teach how to do that.
I said I would do it last night, and I don't want to be a liar. So let's actually modularize all this code while it still
Yeah.
does work, because we do have a functioning solution right now, sort of. So
Or until the client disconnects, well, that's all right. We'll sort that out.
yeah,
Yeah.
One
I
thing
forgot
is
the new
working.
you
line.
should keep in
Yeah.
one thing you should keep in mind as you create these objects, make sure they're thread safe, because you should make everything have separate threads.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to
Mhm.
do
Because
that.
if you have like a client, you don't want the client to be freezing while waiting for the server to respond, right?
Yeah, yeah. I know
If
about
you
that
want
too,
a
Gabe. I'll show you.
yeah, just something to keep in mind.
Thank you. Okay, so let's start modularizing this code. Okay, can you give me, like, can you show me how a professional would do that?
Yep.
Do this
Yep.
task. Can you like guide
Yep.
me step by step?
Yep. So we've got a client project and a server project.
Yep.
And we now need another project, and that'll be our library. That'll be the code that we're going to share between the projects. So we just make a new project.
It's only 2 files though, the header and the WSA, which we're not even using.
If you want, it's not how a professional would do it. A professional would have one code for your shared libs and your
Okay, yeah, that's
unique
fair
unique
enough.
code in the files.
Let's do that. So add new
Yeah.
project
Yeah.
and
The
then
empty C++.
and
Yeah, and just
then
call it like library.
library.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, it should be in your solution, in your solution folder. Where is your client project folder? Because library should be in the same folder as the client, and I saw the path was different.
They're all
Can't see
underneath
it.
solution.
No, I mean in Windows Explorer. They should all be in the same folder. So you can see if you go back there, it'll show you. Hang on, go back. Yeah. What's it?
What?
You see there, library is in a different folder to Gabe's HTTP server, and it should be in the same one.
I'll delete that one.
Yeah, we release that. We'll see able to fix that.
So library and client, they are both outside. That's so weird. And the server's inside. The server project's inside.
That's weird.
So I just drag them inside. That's not gonna work though.
No, it will work actually. Yeah, do that. Drag client and library in the same folder. Yeah. And I'll have a look inside the client folder in there. Yeah. What's in it? That is so strange. I wonder how you've done that. Because all your client code should be in the client folder.
It's absolutely not. No, the main.cpp. I don't even have that.
It's not included in your project. It's just code there, but we're not using it. What you'll have to do is
Just gonna
you'll have to
delete that.
move those files manually into the appropriate folder.
Client.cpp server WSA.
So yeah, so your client.cpp will go in your client folder, your server.cpp in your server folder.
Let's do that. So client in there and then
Yeah.
server in there.
Yeah.
WSA in the library. Wait, I don't even
that's
need
correct.
that. Library in there and then
That's all right. That's all good. That's all good.
Windows.h.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that was some waffle I did earlier. And all of this,
That's perfect there.
should I make another folder for that one? All this
No, that
crap?
needs to be there.
Oh, right.
All right. So, okay, let's have a look at Visual Studio. Because we'll want to tell Visual Studio where the files are.
Wait, we've got
Was he-
2 Gabe HTTP server files.
What's in that one? Well,
The object files.
that's your output file. That's where it's compiled into. That's okay.
But it outputs to x64, not this one. So it just puts the object files in there, but it puts the executables in x64.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about that.
Super weird. Right.
Yeah.
So what's next?
So let's go into Visual Studio, and in the project, in each project, we're going to delete the files. It won't delete the actual, the contents of the files. It's just saying, okay, we're no longer associating that file with the project. So yeah, just delete client with CPP, WSA, and all that. Don't click on the delete button, but go delete and then click on remove if that makes any sense. Because we don't want to erase it from the disk.
I think I already did that. in client.
Header, yeah.
What?
Don't worry about that, it's fine.
Wait, someone said start C#, you can pay the bills. That's got to be the biggest cap I've heard in 2025.
The biggest cap I've heard in years. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it, just delete them. Not yet, delete the first one, yeah, perfect. And also server.cpp. You just want a bit. So you want to delete their server and client. Not the projects, obviously the CPP files.
Really?
Yeah, it won't erase it from the disk. It's just saying it's not associating it with the project anymore. Just click on remove. All right. So now in your client, you want to right click on source files
Yeah.
and add existing item. You want to add in the client or CPP and all that. Why is that there? What's this? Why is it associating that folder with it? Let's have a look at that folder in Visual Studio. We might have to just move that into Gabe's HTTP server and see what happens.
I think I've deleted everything.
No, it's also there. All right, that's weird. Okay. Um,
What?
let's go back and we'll just delete the client project from Visual Studio and then add it back in. We'll add it from existing projects. That'll sort it out.
So in the top level directory, I can delete this one. This client.
No, I meant in Visual Studio. Yeah, let's remove it, yeah. And then we can add it back.
And server.
But yeah, sure, that'll work. Yeah, that's fine. And then just right-click solution, and we can add those projects back in. We add existing project from existing. Yeah, perfect. And go back into yeah, you'll find it. Yep, yep. It's already in there. In server. Go back into your C++ folder and just drag and drop this server. This. What?
I think it's deleted.
No, it won't be. Go into there. Yeah. Let's see. Right, open up that folder in Windows Explorer. Not the add existing project window, but its own Windows Explorer window. Don't worry, it's not gone. It's just hidden somewhere. Right. Let's have a look at Gabe's HTTP server. That folder. Yeah. All right. Go back. Go to the search bar at the top right and type in server.vcx or whatever it's called. VC, no items. That's really weird. Don't worry, the code is still there. If we just add a new project and then we can just fill it in, be fine. Where's it being made?
C++.
You want to make you want to make it in Gabe's HTTP server. Perfect. That's fine.
I'll delete that one. Okay.
Perfect. I'm going. Not going. Stop. Oh. There's delete it, and we'll have to do that again. You put it in a folder called server. So there'll be Gabe's HTTP server, and then another folder called server inside of that.
Oh.
And that's what we're trying to do. Yeah. It's just Visual Studio autocomplete in that.
I get it. Server and then
Yeah, but just there. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Now try and click on create.
well, I need to delete the previous one.
Don't delete that. I don't think that's a good idea. I think
This
the code
is-
is in there.
It's not empty.
It'll let you continue. Oh. Well, let's have a look in the server folder then. Oh, I'll delete it. It's empty. That's fine. All right, perfect. So now we can just add those existing files back into the server. Well, obviously, you need to drag and drop the files into the actual Windows Explorer folder. Be in there somewhere. Just go into go back to Gabe's HTTP server and just search server.cpp and see where it is. Go back.
Can you quickly double check the trash bin for me?
Oh, it's cooked. Yes, I'll check the trash bin. But it says it will be permanently deleted. This, main.
There it is.
Phew.
Yeah, then just drag and drop that into the server. Yeah, then we're going to tell Visual Studio to add to the project.
Restart.
No, there's no need. No. All right, perfect. And we'll do the same for client because it doesn't know where it is right now.
Client.
No, I mean, I was going to delete it from the Visual Studio project.
Oh yeah. Okay, and then add that. Yeah. Sick.
Perfect. Yeah. And now right-click your library project because you want to set it to output a .lib file rather than a .exe.
Say that again. Right click what?
Right-click the library project.
Yeah.
And go to properties. And configuration type. Click on that and see what options are available. Static library is what you want. Perfect, yeah.
Cool.
And you want to tell it where to output, I think. No, it should be okay, actually. Alright, okay.
Output
Click on OK.
directory.
No, it's okay, it's all fine. Let's right-click on client, because you want to tell the client that it depends on library. And go to build, there'll be an option called build order, I think. Let's have a look. Build dependencies, that'll be it. Right, bit down, there we are. Project build order. First of all, we want to build the library first. Yeah, that's good. And go to dependencies. And want it to depend on the library.
And then
Yeah, and just do the same for the
services.
server, yeah. Perfect. And then library. Yeah, good. Now we need to tell it to. So we're gonna be including things from the library folder. So we can tell the compiler to look in the library folder for the include and all that.
Library file location's wrong.
What's in there? No, that's absolutely fine. You just add that stuff in.
I'm not sure if I need it. Oh, I do. Yeah, that includes everything.
Mm.
Yeah, that's good.
And you'll need the CPP file as well. Yep, very good. And go to right-click your client. No, right, the client project. Because we're going to tell it to look
yeah.
for the include directories and all that, and the link directories and all that. Go to your properties of the project. Yeah. And go to your VC++ directories. And go to include directories. And you want to edit, yeah. Click on the new folder button at the top left. There we are. New line, yeah. And then click on the three dots. Yep, and just not there. Just Gabe's HTTP server. Yep, that's absolutely fine as it is. Yep, select that. Yep. So now it knows to look in library. Well, what we'll do is we'll include library / WA stuff and more to find it. And then with the library directories, hang on. You can do that as well.
Cool.
Oh no, just go back. That you wouldn't need to bother about that. That's your library project. So go to your client, because we're going to tell it to look for the lib folder that it will output. In fact, no, we can't do that just yet. We need to build the library so that it makes an output folder so we know where it is.
So
So
build
let's
it.
just go and do an int main in library or whatever, int hello, just so we compile something. Oh, actually, no, we've already got a CPP file in there. If we just right click library and click on build, it should give us an output.
Yeah, succeeded.
Right, so we now know where its output is. So if you go, you put it right there, library.vc projects, goes to library.lib there.
Yeah.
So we know where it is. So in our library, we can tell the library directory to be there. Sorry, we can tell the compiler to look for the library directory there.
Yeah, I'll copy that file path then.
Yep.
And
Not your include, but your library directory. Just paste it in and get rid of the library.lib at the end. It's only the folder after. Yeah. Okay, that, and then go to your link. Go to the linker section. Yep. Input. Yep. Additional dependencies.
This is some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Additional dependencies.
Yeah. I'm going there. And library.lib. Perfect. Yeah. And you know I'm going to do the exact same thing, but for your server.
Right. Let's see if I remember. So properties.
Yep.
And then, library.lib.
Yep.
And also library directories.
Yep. And also don't forget your include.
I forgot it.
And it'll be Gabe's HTTP server. Yeah, perfect. Yep. And give your server a run and it should work. It should recompile it. Do you remember last time when one of your friends told you how to do the load both the projects all at the same time? You'll have to do that again. Because it's as far as Visual Studio is concerned, they're different projects now.
I wish I had friends. Alright. Start multiple project. Oh yeah, the profile thing. Yeah, it was you so
Yeah.
that mentioned that. Okay.
Doing this old library
Start.
certainly is.
Oh yeah. Start.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. That'll work now. What's it saying?
One succeeded, one failed.
Let's have a look at that output log. It says WSA cleanup not found. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look
Just
there.
because this
Server.cpp.
isn't, it's not
that's
accessing this.
It's absolutely fine. Just copy line 9. You got that. Well, line 10.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, I know why. So it's because you're not including WSA because you're not including in the actual header files. It's just like include library / WA stuff and more in your server.cpp file. So yeah, perfect, yeah. Yeah, not work.
So how was it working beforehand? 'Cause I didn't include it in server.cpp when we were doing it earlier, and it somehow worked.
I can't remember, honestly.
Because I think it wasn't in the library folder, if I remember correctly. Could be wrong though.
Yeah. And Gabe, if you ever want to do like graphics programming, OpenGL sort of things,
Yes.
that's how you would do it by linking it. And setting the include directories and all that.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Graphics programming sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. Honestly,
Have you
so
done
much
it?
you can do with it. Yeah, all the time. From all sorts.
I have watched this YouTuber actually a couple hours
What was his
ago.
name?
I'm gonna find him on YouTube history. Here it. Tokyo Split. Oh my shush. Tokyo Spliff.
You're about to get a billion different copyright strikes.
It's alright.
Oh, this guy, he's all graphics, no game. I've seen it. All graphics, no game.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's still sick though. This guy farmed
I don't-
so much aura at the beginning, right? He made this one stream,
Yeah.
and bro just sits back, starts smoking a spliff.
Oh.
Yeah, guys, I'm just making some Epic
You start,
graphics.
yeah.
Watch this.
You start smoking the weed and you end up in the caring with the graphics.
It's been
So
a week
much
or so
aura.
since my last stream, and I actually deleted.
On his couch of all places as well.
I actually
I got his
deleted
nipple up as
the
well
last
for
one
extra
because
adult content.
Epic.
nothing really happened.
I think we're on the wrong website.
There's skeletal animation. The lighting's sort of cool. If you hit
But yeah, that guy's really cool. The
Mm.
graphics he made is really sick. He did that all by
Mm.
himself.
Yes, it's impressive. Well, I do not rate good graphics. I just rate gameplay. Yeah, I'd rather sit back and play Age of Empires 2 with its retro graphics, or Mario World, or Ocarina of Time, and enjoy them more than whatever latest AAA game there is. Just because, if you strip away AAA games from the graphics, it's got nothing. It's just a cash grab.
What's a cash
As
grab?
an enjoyer.
Hmm?
What's a cash grab?
AAA games.
Oh yeah, true.
You strip away the graphics, and what you're left with is a slot machine. It's a cash grab. There's nothing to it, or a slot machine and like custom graphics for your AK-47 or whatever that you pay 20 quid for. It's just ridiculous.
I agree. Cassandra, what are you gonna say?
As an enjoyer of WoW Classic, I can definitely confirm with the sentiment. This is just something about even though they're blocky and the terrain is not
Age of
perfectly
Empires.
smooth, it's just no. For me, it's WoW Classic.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really have a massive connection with Age of Empires. Although I
Age of
did play
Empires
it
is
every
amazing.
once in a while.
Never played it in my life.
Could you open the folder where the exes end up?
Certainly.
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
All right.
I'm gonna show you my screen. Shift right click on the folder, like on the in the background of the folder, and open a PowerShell window.
Yeah.
What I've done here is something called piping. Big pen.
So you're getting the output of the executable and then putting it in another executable and then putting it in a text
Yes.
file.
Exactly. Good. I didn't have that too. Okay.
But why?
So this will now generate. I think it's this. No, it's not. Generate this file instead of using the console to log it. And this is a lot faster. So if you do something like something like that. Instead of having the console open, this will just log everything to that file. Does that make sense?
Oh, so like the stdc out, it's gonna put it in that txt file.
Yes.
Ah, that's sick. That is sick. Yeah.
And obviously you can do the same for the client. And then you can also create what's known as a bat file, as I've done here. And then you just have to click the bat file and it will do the commands.
Yeah, I saw the Primeagen use the bat file for something similar. In Vim.
So go back to the folder directory.
Yeah.
And create a new file, a new text file, and name it run.bat. And now right click it and open with there you go, and then /server.exe.
This is reminding me of the old Minecraft server days. We did run.bat
and
then
then
as well.
The arrow into, you can name it whatever you want. I just named server output as an example. You have to create the text file in the folder as well. Just click run.bat. Oh yeah, you can decline it as well. I think you shouldn't have the semicolons.
You don't need it.
No.
No, then what's going on?
I'm instructing
Macros.
him how to make a bat file to launch everything.
That wouldn't work. I run it, but it didn't work.
Try again. Well, did something. Are you waiting for? I think it's because it's going through all of the.
Yeah, we need to wait. We're waiting for input.
It could be because we're not creating a thread for the server, so it's.
No, it won't be that. How am I making the batch file for this? The Visual Studio does it for you.
Yeah, if you know the internal system, I've just always like this is how I got taught in school how to do it. So if you know a better way to use Visual Studios, please teach him.
Yeah, I'm sure you can use a profile for that. We've really got it working just client and server loads at the same time. You can have a different profile versus the server, and one versus the client.
Yeah, I just always prefer to log to a text file rather than to console if I can.
I don't know about
Because
using.
the console is so extremely slow.
Yeah, it's good enough. It's okay. I mean, the benefit is you get a debugger with it, and it'll show you where the program's crashed and all that if you run it in Visual Studio. But if you don't do it, if you do it in a batch file, it'll just crash and won't tell you anything much about it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, this is I always put them in like my output directory and run it there when I like compile it in Visual Studio and run it there.
Oh yeah, if you want. Yeah.
Just to
Okay. How will we get input? Like user input when it runs and then it puts it in that client output.txt, but it doesn't wait for input. It kills the terminal instantly.
That's a good question.
I don't find
I only do like performance stuff in C++, so I never wait for input, if that makes sense. I just pipe it in, like I don't hear.
Do sh and then run.bat. I think that'll work. All right, when we. Oh, do bash bash run.bat. I think it'll be. Oh, there we are. That's what's running right now. Is it your server or is it?
both
And the
them.
problem is they're both trying to run in the same terminal. So first it'll run the server, then it'll run the client.
Yeah, so I think you should make a server run and a client run. I think that might be the problem as well.
If you do it in Visual Studio, it'll load up 2 console windows, so it'll sort this problem out immediately.
Yeah, but like eventually we just want the server to be running. For example, if we're only doing client work and the server's gonna remind statement, we don't want to like rebuild it and like reboot the server every single time we do changes to the client.
It would only, I don't know. Yeah, I suppose.
Kepler Light said in the chat, the YouTube thumbnail for this looks crazy. Is that even legal?
What makes them think it would be illegal?
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to think for the past few minutes. The thumbnail's pretty alright.
He sees a 17-year-old in the title and just assumes it's going to be something bad.
17-year-olds are illegal, guys. Maybe he's talking about the C++ logo. But that would be fine.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Could be on old chat as well. I haven't been keeping track of that much this stream.
Sorry?
I haven't been keeping track of chat much this stream, so it could have been when you were showing someone smoking weed right before.
No, because it was 3 minutes ago. He was talking about the thumbnail. Like my thumbnail.
see.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Actually, you're right. I'll check out that video as well again.
That's one of the problems with YouTube chat as well. Is like you don't know when people are watching. Like they could be like on like their phone 15 minutes delayed.
Yeah, so on his thumbnail is fine. It's just a room. There's a guy on a webcam. Like, it's fine. If that's what he's talking about. But let's not get confused by chat anymore. So, bash run server. Still not outputting anything though.
Yeah, wait. Let's run the client.
Yeah, I think maybe do this later when we've like established threading and like. I think just Visual Studio for now. That's how we should be debugging, anyways.
All right.
So you should go back to this when you're starting to care more about like the actual, once you started finalizing things. I think I did it a bit too early.
Yeah, I think it was a bit early.
I'm not a web developer. I mean, I can
Well-
fucking do it, but I'm not officially a web
What
developer.
a shameful tag.
What?
Yeah.
A lowly
I
web
love it.
developer.
Alright.
I mean, is not this project web development?
Not at all.
You don't think it is? Oh.
It is
No.
technically.
What?
Right.
It's using
There's
web
no
development,
web
web
what
development.
what's
It's just
happening
not
here
web
then?
development in like the
WC is not
design
allowed.
side.
It's
I'm
not
gonna go
allowed
to
for
jail.
writing. You are. It's not allowed. It's illegal.
It's illegal.
You cannot
Who's gonna
open the
sue
file
me?
for writing. It is. So you've already got the server open somewhere. Check the task manager.
Say again?
Have a look in task manager. You've got this server open somewhere.
Nah, I don't.
That
MS
could have
Paint.
been why it didn't-
Click on details and click on S and type and press the S button. It'll be there
Server.exe.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
What? Okay, same for client then.
Just nuke it. Yeah, nuke them.
That's so annoying. Why does that happen? Alright, it should be good now. Let's try again.
Yeah, all good.
You guys are geniuses. Okay. Hello.
We can now get on to making classes. Just being able to like make all the do like socket initialization, like type in or accept or bind or whatever. You can just make a class that does it all for us, so we don't have to repeat ourselves.
Yeah.
It's freaking out there. Someone sees you.
Now, if we make this green, I could sell this as
Oh
a hacking simulator terminal,
yeah.
and then all of the kids will think it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, just copy and paste that into header files, really.
No, we'll start from scratch in library. Easy.
So source files.
Back in my day when I was in high school, me and my mates used to sit in the computer room on a lunchtime. That's always where we were. We used to make Python scripts that just wrote. We had we had this directory in all of our computers called any user, which is like the shared storage for all users in the school. We made a Python file that wrote like 10 gigabytes per second to that file. So by the time we were done at lunchtime, the any user file folder was clogged full of crap. So at the end of it, there was no room there for anyone to do their work. That's real fun.
Bro, that's devilish. Why? Oh, bro, why would the school do such a thing? Why would they make a shared storage? My school didn't do that.
I can't remember. It was so long ago. So long ago.
Trying to think, what's the benefit of that? That leaves such a big vulnerability, like, as you proved.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also ended up getting banned from the network in that school as well. Like, they gave me a laptop that had no connection to the internet, and I couldn't use one of the main computers. So what I did was I used an exploit in Windows 7 where I could basically like trick the computer into like do like when you turn on the computer, turn off the computer a few times, so that it says failed to boot, go into safe mode, that sort of thing, or the Windows recovery. That's it, Windows recovery.
Yeah.
And then you can through that that screen, you can load up an Explorer.exe window,
Oh,
and then from that you can actually run CMD.exe. And because you're not logged in, Windows thinks that you're like the system level admin, like you're above the
fuck.
system. Yeah. So I had a laptop that I had like system level CMD access, and then what I did was like, I gave my own account on that laptop administrator privileges, and then I logged into the account, and I
You're
was able to
crazy.
I was able to undisable networking for the laptop, and because of that, I had access to the internet, and I could find the internet password for the school. So I told everyone what the internet password for the school was, and it was so unsecure. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. It may as well have been like the password one. That was how simple it was for the school Wi-Fi password.
You know what?
And-
I'm gonna
and
say
then-
congratulations.
Yeah. And then I got pulled in and in the school, and they were like, oh, they're basically accusing me of being a terrorist. And they were like waffling about me having access to medical records and all that, and there was nowhere. I looked everywhere, and well, I don't looking for it, but there was no evidence that there was like medical records, especially not like on a school network. It was on a private network, that sort of thing. Honestly.
Insane, man.
Yeah.
I think we all wish to be like that, like a hacker man, age 15.
Yeah, I was 15 actually, yeah. Right.
We've got a
Oh,
15-year-old in the chat as well. Marstone123. He says he's
It says-
15
yeah.
and he loves C++ and C. And after I learned C, you should have a try with the language Go. And my answer to that is no. Oh, Ryan's. I'm joking.
Yeah. don't language hop to stone. It's never worth it. You never make anything better from it. It's always a waste of time.
I'm sure Go's a good language, right? You can't be a master at so many languages. You can only be a master at one.
Yeah. I mean,
Two.
a lot of your skills you learn in programming are transferable to other languages. Once you know what a for loop is, every language has got a for loop, so you know how to do that. Every language probably has recursions. You can do that. You know how to define data structures. You know all the data structures, so they're all transferable.